Here we are, back again. Before I get started, I just wanted to, let you know, Pyro, your burrito is ready. It's right there for you whenever you want to come and grab it. Pyro Rex, your burrito is ready. So, now that we're gonna go ahead and get back into this, I have some thoughts, because this is, I recorded last episode on my lunch break, so then I went back to work and came home, went to sleep, you know. So I've had time to think about this, and this really bothers me. This whole scenario really does bother me. Because, sure, at face value, this makes sense. But, this makes sense. It's hey, we're not gonna be together on your birthday, so we're gonna celebrate your birthday now. But when you really kind of pause and think about it, you realize that doing it this particular way completely makes it to where it's not about Carl or his birthday. It's his birthday, but it's not. The entire focus has shifted away from the person who it's supposed to be about and has been entirely focused on the group as a whole and Chase. And the fact that nobody is saying anything, you don't have to celebrate his birthday to throw a party. What I mean is you don't have to celebrate early to throw a party. You could say, oh, by the way, hey, Chase, don't forget his birthday's in a month. Go ahead and buy a gift and we'll give it to him here. That would have been fine. But no, instead, they completely ignore what Carl seems to want and just celebrate his birthday anyway. Fuck you, you lazy goat. So, I got some feelings about this, and on one level, I can see where the good intentions are. On some level, I see how this and that. But at the same time, it's supposed to be for Carl. So, I don't know. I feel like instead of doing a surprise party, it should have been asked. Because again, the whole bit last episode where Chase just completely ignored, any sense of social decorum or any opportunity to turn the situation around and make it more engaging and more fun for the person it's supposed to be for, Carl. He just said, fuck you, it's a surprise party, now go answer the door. I don't know. This is a big yikes. This is icky. Big yikes. But yeah, this doesn't feel right. But without further ado, let's get back into it. Hey, Leo. Want to tell them about what we saw on the way here? Oh, God, no. I look at Leo inquisitively, and even Carl's ears perk up a little bit. What? Leo purses his lips like he's trying to decide whether or not to tell us. Now might not be the best time. Flynn rolls his eyes. Screw it. Janice. The waitress? Yeah, the methed out one at the diner. Come on, Flynn. Well, anyway, we're driving up Main Street toward the field, with the rusted barbed wire and stuff. TJ's hiding his face with a paw as he stares down hard at his cake. Uh-huh. Well, when we turned around the bend, we saw Janice. He keeps pausing for effect, and it's getting annoying. Okay. What happened? Well, she was all crouched over, staring at the road, and Leo starts driving up to her. I thought she was having a heart attack or something. Yeah, well, as we get closer, we saw her pants were down. I recoil a little, not having expected that at all. What? Yeah, and we When we pulled up next to her, she just grinned at us and then... Flynn snorts out a laugh, covering his face like he still can't believe what happened. Can we please not talk about this? It just makes me feel awful. What? Well, It's unusual to see Flynn at a loss for words. Well, she just started pissing. What? Why? I don't know. She just smiled at us and started pissing. Heard it first and looked down and saw it. Then Leo hit the gas. Flynn sits back, done with his story, not exactly looking pleased with himself. I furrow my brow in confusion. Janice? She was one of the more well-adjusted people living in this town. Leo lets out a cough into the awkward silence. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Like, maybe we missed something? Either way, she seemed fine a few days ago. Well, now I have more reason to never go into that diner again. We sit there, awkwardly. I notice Carl is staring down at his now empty plate. I still can't figure out why Carl is being so quiet. But I see an opportunity to get him to talk. Okay, for real. Oh, man, Carl very clearly stated he just wanted to spend some alone time with me today, and he got in an argument with his mom yesterday, and we were up really late because we both got really scared because there's possibly something going on in his house. At best, it's just an intruder. At worst, it's a paranormal demon. And this whole party isn't even really about him, even though we're pretending that it is. But I just don't know what's wrong with Carl. Fuck off, you chunt. And Jay just up to, hey, didn't we have some weird stuff happen, Carl? Carl looks up at me. Huh? You know, the sounds we were hearing. Oh, yeah. What kind of sounds? Like bumping sounds and voices. That sounds creepy. Yeah, and Carl just charged down there like he wasn't even scared. That seems dangerous. Carl finally gives a little smile. Well, having a hard head can make you act crazy sometimes. Again, I'm still trying to pitch my voice a little bit. So, did you find anything? No, we're not sure what it was. I'd watch out. Sounds like you got a pair of hobos hanging around in your basement. As we eat, Jenna leans over and starts pulling out presents from one of the bags. Sorry, Carl. We didn't have time to wrap these up. It's fine. I also have a little bit of a stuffy nose going on right now. And I ate a pizza a little bit ago. Somebody told me once you're not supposed to eat dairy before you're going to be using your voice a lot, about how it, like, closes your throat up or something. I don't know. She pulls out a comic book from TJ, a poster from Leo, and a manga from herself. I know you hate these things, but I think you should give it a chance. I'll take a look, thanks. And then this horn band from Chase. She pulls out an orange and black band from the bag. Colors of my school. Carl's former school. Oh. He seems to be struggling to find something to say. Thanks. I didn't know people still wore these. You know, okay, as somebody who likes dragon horn jewelry, you know, like, oh, it's like, oh, you got... I like horn jewelry. Not like pierced horns, but like rings that you clip on the horns or something like that. I like that. Like, you know, Alex Straza from World of Warcraft was pretty cool. Before, you know... Do I have big mom energy? Like, God. Leo suddenly shifts again against the counter, realizing that he had to explain my present. Well, They're making a comeback. We saw a couple rams and then a stag that had like 5 of them on. Carl glances at me and I could tell he probably knows I didn't get it for him. Mainly because of the university logo and also because we'd made fun of them together a few years ago about how bro-y they were. I don't know if I should feel embarrassed or not, but my cheeks burn out. You should feel embarrassed, numbnuts! You could have bought him something on the... Like, I get it if you're just a ditz and you forgot. But, like, you could have, on the way to his house, bought something and kept it in your car. You could have asked, like, for... There's a lot of ways this whole situation could have been done so much better. I'm beginning to really see this feels like this friend group has failed Carl. I promised myself to get him something thoughtful the next time we go into Peyton. Yeah, well, here's mine. Flynn reaches into his pocket and pulls out something small, hidden in his paw. He hands it to Carl, who looks confused for a second before her expression turns to one of interest. Wow. It's a small metal rectangular box with 2 sharp points jutting out the top. I lean in for a closer look and realize that those parts are horns, and there is a complex, elegant design of a ram's face etched out on the front of the box. Carl presses a thumb against one of the horns and pushes. The top flicks up and over, and that's when I realize it's a lighter. Saw it when I was over on the reservation. Made me think of you. He reaches out and traces a finger along the horns and clicks it back shut. Thanks, Flynn. Yeah, now you look like a badass when you decided to get blazed. Yeah. Oh. Sorry. We all jump and look over at TJ, who's looking at the floor, his plate gone from the table. Flynn starts to laugh, but catches himself. Don't worry about it. They've probably got 100 of those plates. Carl, where's your broom? He doesn't say anything, and we look at where Carl had been sitting a few seconds ago, but he's gone. And so is another portion of the cake. Where do you go? Hey, check between the wall and the fridge. I think that's where I remember seeing it. Oh, don't... Okay, I can't say much because I'm bad about picking up large glass shards with my hand, but this is a general safety tip. When you're picking up glass shards, at least be sure to put something between your hand and the shard, because even though it's done, you've dropped it, and now it's broken, it still could suddenly break again and slice your finger. That's actually kind of how I had somebody that I used to work with cut herself to the point on one of her fingers that she had exposed a bone. So TJ gets down on his knees and starts picking up the larger pieces. I look back at Carl's spot, then up the stairs. I'll be right back. Bathroom. Oh, this is a nice deck, porch thing. I'm not sure why the deck is the first place I look, but it's where I find him. I watch him through the paneled curtains for a moment. He's sitting on a little swing set, facing out towards the glaringly bright desert. There's an empty plate with a fork next to it, or fork on it next to him. He's also toying with the lighter Flynn gave him, flipping it open and closed a few times, and holding it up to the light. Smoke wafts up from his lap where I assume he's holding a joint. Quietly, I slide open the glass door and step out onto the wooded balcony. You know, it's apparently something that I learned, allegedly, at least according to 1 or 2 people I've spoken to, the concept of like a porch is like a uniquely American thing, apparently. Like a patio porch almost is like a specifically American thing, and it's so weird to me because I could not visualize at least like one home on a street without it. I don't know. I just, it feels like a nice place to sit, a good decorating space, and whatnot. And especially since I had my childhood home had a porch that was very high up off the ground. And it had one of those rocking swing chairs on it too. The deck is, of course, nice and big, stretching around half the house. Oh, it's a wraparound porch too. I see Carl's long ears twitch at the sound, and he lowers the lighter down onto his lap, but doesn't turn around. Hey. He does turn around, then, and smiles. Shit, I thought you were Leo or something. Would that have been a bad thing? I look around, then just decide to sit next to him on the swing. He'd just have pulled me back to the party. I look over at him. He's looking down at his lighter, turning it over in his paws, the hoof portions of his fingers making clacking sounds against the metal. Those things always fascinated me. It seems like it should make holding things more difficult, but he managed just fine. Are you okay? Carl huffs out a chuckle and leans his head back against the cushioned backing of the seat. That's a great question. Everyone's always asking me. You just seemed really uptight is all. Carl's demeanor is a lot more relaxed now, obviously. As if to emphasize that, though, he takes another hit off his joint and holds his breath for a moment, then lets it out. The pungent smell envelops me. I just don't like being around so many people. You know that. Well, yeah, but you were fine around them these past few days. Carl rubs his forehead hard with the paw holding the joint, using his palm. Yeah, well, things weren't about me then. Just felt a little bit put on the spot. He coughs. That shit just gets me nervous. Like, can't we just hang out and not make it about me? Oh, buddy. Oh, no, I understand it now. There's a saying that I heard that adequately describes this, I think, and it's, I want to commit suicide, but I don't want to die. It's this sensation, and I have this sensation quite a bit, but at least before I started to do this. As I've done this, I've felt it less and less, but it's this fear of being seen, of being known, because when people know you, see you, look at you, you're there. You can't hide. There's no ambiguity. There's no little gray area, this comfortable little beige color for you to maybe reach out from, maybe not. No, you have to be there. You have to be there. And it's this almost like it's performance anxiety, except the performance is your life. It's you. And I get that. I really do. I've had to learn that people hang out with you for you. Like, that performance, that feeling of like imposter syndrome, but it's not just imposter syndrome of like, oh man, do I really belong here? These are talented people. No, it's just like, oh, do I really belong here with all these people? Like, I feel like a fraud. I feel like a husk that's next to all these happy, full people. It's like, you can't let yourself feel that way. You have to lie to yourself and lie to that and say, that feeling is ridiculous. You have to lie to yourself and say, no, they just want me to be here because they like me. Because eventually, if you lie to yourself like that enough times, you realize that you've never been lying. It's just the truth, and it's always been the truth. I don't say anything, annoyed again that I just can't grasp what he means. Fuck you, Chase. Am I making you nervous? Carl finally does look at me, then, his massive horns swaying towards me. No, you never do, Chase. I do look away at that point, almost feeling self-conscious at the way he opened up to me. And thanks for trying to get me to talk earlier. Just makes me feel guilty, though. Like, the way people try to include me in things, and then I just disappoint them. But you just don't really force me into shit. Everyone feels like I need to do something. Why can't I just decide for myself? See, again, I told you, it's about... They made it about the group deciding for him, not what he wanted. Because I guarantee you, alright? Gotta set up for this one. I guarantee you that if you had talked to him and said, hey, the group wants to get together and have a celebration today, just because there's nothing to do, I guarantee you, if you talked to him, he would have said, well, maybe not. I want to relax today. And then you say, okay, well, how about this? How about we chill out for today, and then later on tonight, we go into town. Or we have everybody come over here, and we just all have a sleepover or something. I guarantee you he would have said yes. I guarantee you he would have said yes if you just gave him the space to be who he is. Anyway, I push against the ground, making the swing sway a little, trying to think of the right thing to say. I mean, it's good to do stuff, right? You can't just sit around doing nothing forever. I guess. It's just that I worry about it myself. I don't need other people doing it for me. I lean back in the swing for a bit, looking out over the desert. Man, I'm hungry. Wish I'd brought more cake with me. Not enough incentive to go back in? Not yet. I could go get you some. He smirks at me. You one of those fat fetishists just feeding me garbage so my boobs get bigger? I can, You know what? I gotta respectfully disagree with Keith. There ain't nothing wrong with the word boobs. There ain't nothing wrong with it. However, I do prefer tiddy. That's T-I-D-D-Y. I prefer man titty. You don't have moobs. I felt them. Yeah, can't keep your paws off me. You have a thing for my fat ass? I look him over as if studying his figure. Hey! He covers his chest. Well, I do actually like bigger guys, and there's nothing wrong with extra weight, especially if it's carried well. He looks at me expectantly. Which you do. Sweet. You know, you seem like you'd be a pretty dope boyfriend. Just feed me cake all day and then get off on the result. I'm about to shoot back with something snarky when a stumbling figure catches my eyes. Out of the sun-baked asphalt of the road in front of Carl's house, I see a thin figure. A weasel, I think, running up the road. He stops, panting, paws on his knees before he looks over his shoulder again. His whole body slumps then, like the air has gone out of him. like he's giving up on something. He turns around to look back up the road. He's far away, but even from here I can tell that he's talking. Carl looks over at my silence, then down at the road where I'm looking. Huh. Is that Duke? Yeah, that's him. Must have been on something. He usually is. Also, I'm sorry, I apologize with Carl's voice. They said it's crackly, but I can't make my voice crackle on command very well, so I have to try and go for rasp instead. Duke finally turns around and starts to cower, his paws up in surrender. His lips are still moving rapidly, reminding me of someone who's trying to say as much as they can before something cuts them off. What do you think? I trail off as Duke suddenly whips his head around to look up at us, then starts pointing up at our balcony. Uh-oh. Let's hope the doors are locked. Carl's chuckling, obviously, finding the whole thing hilarious, but I'm a bit more on edge. I don't really feel like he's high. Duke's movements are a lot more focused, more precise. Like he's all there. And for some reason, it feels like he's looking directly at me. I furrow my brow, watching as the weasel turns toward us, sticking a foot out to take a step. Then the sound of the sliding glass door wrenching open nearly makes me jump out of my skin. What the hell are you guys doing? Jenna marches around the swing set to stand in front of us, paws on her hips. Whoa. What's up, Jenna? Carl leans back in the swing, elbows over the back, smiling. The fox's eyes narrows as she sees the joint. Did you forget who this party was for? Yeah. Did Carl forget this party wasn't for him? It was for the group? And how dare he? How dare he? Carl shrugs and rubs his forehead again. Leo, I'm guessing. No, we spent all day yesterday getting this ready for you. Leo especially. Now get back downstairs and have your party. Carl sits quietly for a moment, then glances at me. No. I don't think I will. He's not smiling anymore. His face expressionless. Head turned back towards Jenna, but his eyes are wandering off towards the side, looking at the sky. This is new. I had to check my audio levels, gotta make sure the music isn't too loud, too loud. Why not? Oh! Because I didn't fucking ask for it. I pretend to look at my phone. What, a party? I'm so sorry, we were trying to be thoughtful, Carl. Maybe we should just forget you next time, huh? Jenna, it's okay, we're just hanging out. She ignores me. I see the skin inside Carl's ears and around his nose turning red. Since he was a kid, Carl didn't deal well with conflict, usually running away at the first chance he got. No, this was for Leo. I just don't understand why we couldn't do something that didn't involve. Sorry, Carl, but that's life. Sometimes you have to come out of your room. Sometimes you have to be the center of attention. And sometimes, God forbid, you have to talk to people. Well, what if I just want to stay up here and hide? Who gives a fuck? The look on Jenna's face is approaching contempt. Are you kidding me? This is difficult for you? Jenna. Again, she ignores me. Might as well be talking to a statue, or maybe I'm the statue that she isn't paying attention to. I feel like something must have happened downstairs. This isn't like her. You never realize how good you have it, Carl. If you even had a taste of what I went through. I could practically feel the heat radiating off of Carl's body. He looks down at his lap. Are you blaming me for that? His voice breaks. We all have our problems. Some easier than others. Carl glares at her, trying to be angry, but I can tell it's not working. Look, I'm gonna be real, Okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick to say pain is relative. There's this picture that I need to go find, but it shows an adult wolf standing with like a dozen arrows in its back, and then looking down, this big wolf looks down and sees a wolf puppy with an arrow in its back. Big wolf, 12 arrows. Little wolf, 1 arrow. But the big wolf is still standing. The little wolf is down. It's not dead, but it's very grievously injured. Pain is relative. And while, yeah, sure, don't be a pansy, don't be a wuss about it, understand that there are struggles that people go through. Everyone's life is just unique and filled with trials, tribulations, joys, and sorrows as yours. They just experience it differently. You don't know what kind of shit I have to deal with. Like being rich? No! It's like myself. Oh, how terrible! The one thing you have full control over. No! That's fucking unfair! The quiver in Carl's voice doesn't exactly sound convincing, and the pot doesn't seem to be helping, as I can see his fingers shaking. Just like life. Carl's face is bewildered. What the fuck did I do, Jenna? Did I say something wrong earlier? Out of habit, he lifts the joint to his muzzle with his shaking fingers, but then flinches as Jenna steps forward. I guess he thought she was gonna slap him or something, but instead she just reaches forward and plucks the joint out of his grasp. Right before flicking it back into his face, it hits his nose and Carl flinches again. Without a word, Jenna spins on her heel and opens the door even harder than she did the first time. I'm stunned. I haven't seen Jenna that angry since she was in middle school, and definitely never at Carl. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it there. I don't know what to say about this, but like, okay, bye. So, I don't know what to say about this. I've got some opinions, some feelings on this, but I don't know what's going on still. This feels like there's so much history that we've yet to be read in on. And honestly, it kind of feels to me like Jenna's got some issues that she's taking out on Carl. And that's not fair. Nor is that okay. So, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end this off. I wanna quickly give a shout out to the Furry visual novel chat in the No Playing Games server. You guys are great, you guys are awesome, even if a lot of the things you say and talk about are somehow just as redacted as the Epstein files. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.